Okay, zweite Series. Guck mal, Nano, danke für die 5. Die Aale. Sehr gut. Sehr gut. Geld.
Trying to make sure that they can't be fully impacted by that in team fights. And now KC looking towards their final ban. Something that could run down your AD carry would make sense here. Is going to be the Olaf.
That'll do it.
Yeah, that will do it.
That will do it. Thinking more towards the Gnar blind then here for KC later on as the Ezreal.
So gut, auch danke für die 5. Aale.
And I like it because I think Bard needs a pushing bot lane. You need an AD carry or a mage that can just push, so you can roam around. And I think Ezreal there is not sufficient. Is very strong on the
Waren hoffentlich alle zufrieden mit dem Interview.
No matter what champion they send down there together with the Shen.
We'll see where KC decide to go. They have they have good physical damage from the Vi and the Gnar, so they could go for the Victor bot or a mage in mid. Could also just look towards something more traditional. They want to try and get into some fisticuffs in that bottom lane, but wouldn't be surprised if they do decide mage is the way to go.
Will be the sin.
Ja, morgen mit Wunder. Der wird richtig schön genervt. Der wird richtig schön genervt. Weil was will er machen? Die werden morgen nämlich einen Arsch voll bekommen. Ich wollte es nicht laut sagen. Die werden morgen so einen Arsch voll bekommen. Dann muss er trotzdem ins Interview. Was soll er machen? Igitt. Draft-Einschätzung. Draft-Einschätzung. Das ist ein sehr gutes Javan-Game. Wunder und du kennt euch ja. Ist Wunder immer noch Master? Ja.
When I look across these comps, I think about Navi's comp, and I'm thinking, where do we play? What lane do we play for? And I'm a little bit unsure. Probably gonna be around bot, making sure that Hans has...
Also ich finde den Draft von Navi überhaupt nicht verkehrt.
KC, yeah, they just
aber KC sollte deutlich besser sein.
Victor really wants to push the Ezreal in. Syndra versus Cassio. After a while, when Syndra gets some levels,
Wohin kennst du Mickey?
That's when the matchup really starts twisting. But
haben 2019 und 2020 zusammengelegt bei Misfits. Und sind ziemlich gut befreundet noch.
You get to see this early game between KC and Navi. Yikon his Vi 12-2 so far this year in Riot competitions. Has had a pretty good time, as most of KC have had. Let's be honest, they have lost only a couple of series across the entirety of the year.
So, KC vs Navi, ab 2 Minuten noch zum Abstimmen.
Task for their first step onto the stage here in Summer Split.
It is Navi comp. It eludes me, Medic. It eludes me.
I kind of get, like, you've got a bit of poke.
Ja, Navi-Comp ist,
Equalizer.
Hast du mal eine Schlägerei unter Teammates mitbekommen in deiner Karriere? Natürlich von mir angestiftet.
Now, the thing that springs to mind is they want Real Edge to invade. Because they have pushing top. They have pushing mid. They might even have pushing bot if the Bard versus Shen matchup goes as we have anticipated.
Sure.
And it kind of relies on Real Edge being the engine for this team right now.
Which it often does for Navi.
Which it often does for Navi. Absolutely.
So richtig Faust ins Gesicht, ja, und danach in die Fresse reingespuckt. Und dann bis Healthy so gemacht vor ihm. Noch dumme Fragen?
It's also partly because we have seen KC already do that this split.
Yeah.
Right?
Winnable Draft für Navi, auf jeden Fall Winnable Draft, ja. Ich glaube, die sind deutlich schlechter, aber ja.
Look who it is.
Ist Winnable Draft. Mit Holgi zusammen, was denkt ihr, wer angespuckt wurde?
He could look towards the Krugs, but he knows Yikes on this side of the map, so there's no point really going for it. Now he wants to go to his top side to make sure that he gets his Razorbeaks, his Red, his Krugs, starts that cycle going. Because otherwise you have to rely...
So, wir haben noch 1 Minute mit dem Hype-Train und ich brauche noch 5 Subs mindestens, tatsächlich. Wir müssen auf 1,2K kommen, sonst kann ich mir nichts außer Wasser und Brot leisten. Falls ihr noch nicht wusstet, Leithack ist sehr teuer. Also spielt alle oder Rolltreppen. Durch die Nutten und Koks.
I do want to echo as well what Dagda said on the analyst desk. Yahoo, ever since probably playoffs of spring, has really leveled.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. This player has just evolved. Because we didn't have many expectations on him coming into the league. We're like, okay, Yehu, this Korean import, we don't really know how he's going to do. Split 1 looked okay. Split 2 looked a little bit better. Still lost in the finals against Caps. And we're like, okay, sure, you are good. But in the end, are you better than Caps? Which is the threshold you need to reach if you want to win in Europe. And now you can really start making a case for Yehu being the best mid in the league, and that is so exciting.
On current form, I think he is. Obviously, we still have a few weeks left of the regular season, and G2 known to level up across it. Yike now looking for this invade. There's nothing here for you, dude. It is all gone, as Relech did a good path to take.
Kann man die scheiß Overlays über den Chat irgendwie wegmachen? Nein.
Way back down towards bot. So Relech will end up being about 2 camps ahead in totality. They should be able to get this bot side Scuttle Crab as well.
Now, always in these situations, now the junglers are like,
Noch Fragen?
please, don't give the enemy jungle a play. Because Yike's only play right now is to find a gank, to find a dive, to find something. And I would have these moments where my jungler is saying, okay, I'm winning super hard, please don't give him a play. And I would take a really good trade. And I would be like, God, I want to go right now. And then enemy jungler is there and I die, and I'm just griefing my team. So it's very important to have discipline. Yike takes the base, doesn't really see any openings in either top or mid where he was. And Navi is here once again. Look at Bard moving up here as well.
We talked about the reinvade on the second Razor Beam.
Gibt's eins von den 0-0-Teams, auf die man gespannt sein kann? Fnatic gegen MCOY. Morgen, ja. Zweite Series.
Oh, it's Sandy. Okay, that's less exciting.
We're sending everything down
here. Was coming across, but
wirst du irgendwann wieder eine Vorwärtsfunktion fürs Training einnehmen können? Nein.
That's going to be another camp stolen away by Navi. Great invade. And you said this is what you wanted to see them do.
Yeah, I mean, we said, what is Navi's comp's identity? It's the champions are a little bit all over the place. You have Mainter and Relech that wants a team fight, you have Poby that wants them to go into you, and you have somebody that wants to pull from range, and Paris that is barding.
Wie war dein Tag und was das Geheimnis so gut auszusehen?
What they
Nein.
want to do together is push their waves and invade. And right now they are doing exactly that. Snowballing Relech, making sure Relech is going to get a Thunder Sky spike before Yike. Because that's when they can really start accelerating the pace.
Yeah, and trying to get that.
Hast du im Fnatic-Interview angefragt? Ja.
Let's see what the fight over the first scuttle is. Mainter has pushed Kana underneath his tower in that top side, and there's some vision for KC in the top side jungle as well, meaning that they do know that Relech has gone back to do these Krugs. Relech has a window if he wanted to try and invade the Gromp, but you can see Kana realizing, well, I could also be dived, so I'm going to put a ward just around the corner here to make sure that that is not too easy, or at least if it happens, I'm not unsuspecting of it.
Yeah, Relech is coming up here looking for something. If Yike is here to cover, I don't think there's a die, but Kana has been getting chunks.
Halfway to Meganar, has level 6, Vault Breaker across the wall, hits onto Relech. Kana begins to open up, Mainter trying to walk across.
Yike, Bro, dein Gehirn ist so winzig.
Yike just went for it, but Navi immediately pounced.
What a nice play. What a good play. Relech walks in there. Yike a little bit overeager. I do not know if he knew that Rumble would hit level 6 on that wave, because if he knows there's an equalizer coming on his forehead, the moment he ball breakers forward, I think he would think twice about that. But now, really nice play by Relech and keeping.
Wer spielt morgen SK gegen G2 Opener Series, zweite Series gegen MCOY? Doomsday.
I mean, they're the ones that have got these set plays set up from the minute 1 of this game. Importantly as well for Navi, it's Relech using his advantage to translate into other advantages.
Yes.
It's not only about the Jarvan now. Mainter is at 500 gold ahead in that 1v1. And Kana will come back with the Merc Treads, but Mainter is going to be accelerated towards those first item spikes.
I mean, it's not just Relech as well. Mainter chunked Kana to half HP. He was really far from Mega and had a wave crash. That's just excellent wave management and lane management from Mainter. I think a lot of that play is not only from Relech, but also Mainter.
Zwei knackige 2-0 morgen, ja, MCOY wird morgen geknallt.
So, great tandem and a good look.
Relech flashes forward.
Das war ziemlich gut von Relech. Gut gemacht von Relech.
Beautiful.
Magst du uns? Nein. Mag euer Geld.
What a combo by Poby.
Wie ist KC schon 3-0 und Navi nur 0-0? Wir hatten letzte Woche eine Roadshow mit 4 Teams, die nur eingeladen wurden. Dementsprechend haben die halt jeweils 3-mal gegeneinander gespielt. Und die anderen Teams fangen erst jetzt mit dem Split an.
Yeah, you can see as well, the force of will to pull the Scuttle Crab out was the idea for KC. It's like, hey, we drag it out, you can get the smite, but Yike's smite wasn't upgraded. So it went down to 900 HP, and Relech was like, I'm having that. Tasty bit of crab for myself. Good play from KC to force Navi away from this dragon, as the patience does reset. But again, this is all defined by the fact Yike does not have the upgraded smite, and Relech does.
I mean, Village can do this and Tien can't. That's the difference.
There's no tower here, that's the difference.
I mean, just a good punish. Cheeky attempt by Casey, but we were wondering what Navi had been doing in the break.
Yeah.
We were wondering what kind of form they would be in, and so far I like what I'm seeing. I see a Navi that's proactive, drafting strong lanes and playing for real edge and giving him the tools he needs to succeed. And I want to see how much further they can take this. Didn't get the dragon, still just a 800 gold lead.
Ja, importantly for
Wir werden gleich die Games haben. Genau.
they have
Ganz
managed to
genau.
slow
Und die
down
Skette ist auch nicht so dogshit wie
which
letzten
is a
Split.
key point of these, hey, let's
Sondern fast jedes
focus
Team,
lanes
ich glaube,
and
jedes Team spielt fast jede Woche.
where you want to be taking as many neutrals off the map as quickly as possible to force KC then to have to fight at when they're at 1.5 items and you're at 2, when they're at 2 items and you're at 3, when you're just that little bit more accelerated.
Yeah.
As the game goes on, the leads you've developed in this early game matter less and less because the total sum of gold in the game is so much greater.
I mean, the soul is really how you tie the knots. That is really how you win the game at the end of the day when you're playing for a jungle. So right now, Paris and Busio grouping up for mid lane. I think when Paris gets level 6, he has a lot of options.
Also Position für Navi ziemlich gut. Sehr viel Position hier für den Jarvan. Der muss jeden Teamfight einen der beiden Carries.
Really.
Yeah, and they also have a Jarvan.
Der muss jeden einzelnen Teamfight
Paris can possibly force their flash.
muss der jemanden
Just
ulten.
lock them down. I think that's a really cool combo they have. And it makes me wonder a little bit why they went into the double mage combo when they saw the Jarvan and the Bard.
You have to ask them.
Yeah.
I can't read Reaper's mind. There was a while.
Was glaubst du, wird der meiste Spiele Champs des Splits werden?
Drafting for a bit and then it wasn't working, so I came back to drafting.
Wahrscheinlich Syndra.
Saying, in KC we relied.
Nee, es ist eigentlich immer ein Jungler, ne? Es ist eigentlich immer ein Jungler.
So we did
Jarvan.
scrims with less communication to make them self-reliant a little bit more.
That's
which
classic.
it's a strategy you don't think about too much. I'm sure you've experienced it having been in pro
I've
teams.
done a lot of silent scrims.
Yeah.
I really liked it because it
You didn't
moves
like
a lot
your
of them.
teammates?
Yes. No.
Kamel, nein.
But
Kamel
it
wird
moves a
aus
lot of
Meta fallen,
clutter
meiner Meinung nach.
blocks, and it makes you have to think about everything. It's so easy when you play top lane, and you kind of rely on your jungler to tracking the enemy jungle for you.
Yeah.
But when you don't have comms, you really have to think.
Vito
more
könnte
about
auch Most
where
Splits
he is.
meistens ein.
And they kind of just
meistens ein
forces you-
Jungler.
almost hard force you to flow states.
But I won by Giant X vs SK. SK.
Now, Yike and Butio both have their ultimates. The Drake down to 2k. Cosmic finally going wide. Bot breaker away from Yike, and that will be first dragon of the game alongside the first 3 grubs going over to Navi.
Yeah, and we said it, the early Sundered Sky Spike for Real Edge has that item over Yike, just means you can do whatever you want. Now I want to see, I'm not just sated with 1 dragon at 10 minutes, I want to see Real Edge do more, because I think you have to. You're playing Jarvan against Syndra and Victor, you need to start forcing some flashes to put pressure on KC. Put some pressure on them, make them second think when they go for vision, make them second think when they go push a wave.
Yeah. And the question is, where are you putting that pressure? Because Mainta still has that 500 gold lead. Paris is all around the map. But I think putting pressure on Yehu and Kalist makes the most sense.
Yes.
They've developed individual leads in their lanes.
Wow. I don't know what he did to you, Kalist, but you don't have the ultimate on stage like that.
Good pressure. Good pressure from Navi. You can tell it's getting to Kalist in this moment as he pops the ultimate for...
It is ultimate boost, yo, man!
No godly reason, man. It's like, hey, no, just get out of my lane, okay? Please, just leave. But Kalist has developed an individual lead. 10 CS up, about 200 gold. Yehu was similar and will be again when this wave crashes into him. So then the question is, are you using Relech to try and punish Yehu and Kalist, or are you using Relech and Paris to push through mid and then unlock Poby on the map to go and punish other lanes?
Well, the thing is, you have this choice, right? You want mid push. Now, if the enemy team is contesting your mid push, you fight them.
Sure.
I'm gonna hold that thought a little bit while Kana is running down. Yeah, it's all good. You want mid push, you can play into side waves. But to get mid push, you need to push the wave, and
Temper Fate down, Miasma down,
Good
yeah,
diving.
trying to dodge to the side of it, flash
Wow.
away from Kalist, good cosmic binding, but with the Stand United coming in, Paris has to flash away. Kalist here for the chase as well, if only he had an ultimate to chase down Paris, who's going to begin to walk away, caught out in the gravity field, flag and drag from Relech.
Nasty as fuck, wie die hier schon wieder mechanisch spielen. Nasty,
A
nasty,
magical journey out
nasty
will
shit.
get Navi to safety.
yeah, will be the flash out from Yehu, team from Kalist as well. Kind
Nasty.
of just the play, but now Yehu in a lot of risk.
Dieser KC schon 3 Games und NAVI 0, weil letzte Woche eine Roadshow war. Die haben schon 3 Games gespielt. KC, MCOY, G2 und Vitality waren invited. Das heißt, nur 4 Teams haben gespielt. Die haben 3 Tage hintereinander gegeneinander gespielt. Die anderen Teams haben noch nicht gespielt. Jetzt ist die offizielle erste Woche für die anderen 6 Teams. Dementsprechend sammeln die jetzt die Games. Aber es ist kein Problem, weil die anderen Teams spielen dann eben zweimal pro Woche teilweise und die anderen, wie beispielsweise KC, spielt dann nur einmal pro Woche. Und so kommen wir am Ende auf dieselbe Anzahl der Games.
It didn't go completely wrong for Navi. It didn't go as right as it could do. You did get Yahoo's flash and the TP out.
Well, it depends. Is Yahoo going to get punished for this splash or not?
That is the question.
The coming 4 minutes will decide.
Horrible, by the way, dass Yahoo da nicht gestorben ist.
Because if Yahoo
Absolut horrible gespielt.
Or going to sit under his tower for 4 minutes, then that play achieved everything they wanted. But right now, Yahoo has Busio next to him, probably waiting for the next Tempered Fate and the next Cataclysm rotation. You see that the cooldown's ticking over about 25% left.
And importantly, up before the Stand United is back.
Yeah.
So Busio can't really immediately come into the defense of Yahoo. Paris magical journeying away here.
It's a weird lane assignment here from Navi. They're
Ja, es ist horrible. Das ergibt keinen Sinn. Der Rumble hat Habis, warum muss der gehen in Victor Lane? Es ergibt keinen Sinn.
Kobe is the main attention. Main tier is just catching waves now. Has to play the steel caps against the Victor, which isn't a really fun time to be in.
I guess the risk is for KC, the main tier puts down a good equalizer and they just
Wäre schon worth it gewesen, ja, ich weiß.
Flash, he's low mobility. They can just chase him down. The Nas should be able to survive pretty effectively into the Ezreal, but doesn't really have too much threat on the Ezreal.
Warum ist KC 3-0, NAVI 0, was ist vom Format? Warum hat KC beispielsweise schon 3 Games und NAVI hat noch kein Game? Wir hatten letzte Woche eine Roadshow in Paris. Da waren 4 Teams eingeladen. KC, G2, MCOY und Vitality. Die haben an 3 Tagen gegeneinander gespielt. Es waren nur die 4 Teams eingeladen. Dementsprechend haben diese 4 Teams schon 3 Games. Die anderen 6 Teams, unter anderem jetzt NAVI oder auch ein Fnatic, haben erst in Woche 2 angefangen gegeneinander zu spielen. Dementsprechend fangen die jetzt an zu spielen. Die spielen dann teilweise in Wochen 2-mal gegeneinander, während eben die originalen 4 Teams schon 3-mal gegeneinander gespielt haben. Dementsprechend nur unter anderem einmal pro Woche spielen. Hoffe, das erklärt es. Viel Spaß. So, Clip machen. Ich sag's nicht noch ein einziges Mal.
And getting Cassio's flash and a kill, definitely a step in the right direction.
Yeah, and that's what they need to do, right? Yeah. These little picks just slow the game down, get to scaling. You've got Blackfire Torch on both your carriers now. If KC can just delay this game, it works out really well for them. They'll have enough damage later on to get through Navi. The only problem, I guess, is getting onto the backline, but you have some tools to do that as well. Yike with the cease and desist, you've got the Stand United follow-up, you've got the Gnar. If you can force Navi into fights, you do have enough tools to get on towards this Ezreal.
Yeah, we talked about Yahoo's flash. It's now a 3rd way back. Hasn't really been punished for having to blow it earlier. And I think KC has really done a good job at hindering the snowball of Navi. They haven't really gotten anything since that early game now.
Macht einer einen guten Clip, bitte. Eddie als Command. Navi gewinnt dieses Game außerdem. Sorry für die Frage, gar kein Problem. Ist ein gutes Recht zu fragen. Es war nur dumm von mir, den Command nicht davor gemacht zu haben.
It's Yahoo the target for Navi, but he keeps him at bay as well. Second Drake of the game will go over to Navi, and Rifthold will be exchanged.
A nice clever main today, getting out of the very sketchy with the Stand United and the Gnar. But I do not know how Yahoo survived. He has the Swifties upgraded, so I think he sidestepped the Tempered Fate.
Yeah, he must have done. He must have been able to walk to the side of it with those Swift marches. For Navi, though, getting the second Drake is good. It's a Mountain Soul. I mean, it's helpful.
Du sagst, Navi gewinnt? Nein, ich sag, Navi ist zu boosted, um zu gewinnen, aber deren Comp ist besser. Wie sie mechanisch spielen, da kannst du reinschlagen. Das ist nicht worth it von Kalist. Also, okay, er hat einen Solo-Kill bekommen. Maybe. Jetzt hat er keinen Flash. Enjoy, buddy. Enjoy jetzt. Gefistet zu werden. Wenn Kalist in den nächsten 5 Minuten nicht stirbt, ist Navi horrible.
That might bite him in the butt.
Kalist, yeah.
Flashing forward as a victor in a game like this, when there's a Bard and a Jarvan, it's a choice. You need to value your flash more, because you chose that. You chose that play. And you might end up dying to a Jarvan or a Bard for this play.
You might, but we also didn't see Yahoo punished when his flash was down.
We didn't. I mean, they tried to, but they tried to hit the Bard ult on bot there.
He was able to walk away. And now with the Rifthold going down, KC trying to get the first brick of the game if they can. Actually should be pretty simple for them. Still 2 plates on that top side. Rifthold charges in. And there we are. KC with first brick will even out the goal between them and Navi, at least in the short term.
Yeah, Tana respecting on the top side as Mainter is pushing there as well for the cross snap.
Oh. Oh, I mean, this is one of the
Wo ist mein Clip?
drives. They've opened up a gap for you, but the temper fate in time. Well done from Paris to avoid that.
Muss ich mir jetzt wirklich auch noch selber machen.
And eventually, Navi take the tower in the top
Ihr
side.
Freaks.
That's not tempered fate on Kalist at least.
That's
So,
true.
that is
One less tool.
slight minute of solace for him. Casey is not finished with this play. They want to extend it. They're all rotating up here.
What are you extending for, though?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, they're all rotating up here for what? Is it top tier 1? I don't think they can take it when Mainter's there. I guess
Ich hab schon, ja, ich hab ihn schon.
basically a
Alles
small
gut.
Nexus at this point, so some junglers
It
would
gives
say
you more gold than the Nexus.
that is
Must be worth more.
nice.
Poby with
Nee, der schaut mit drin. Alles gut, ich mein.
down as well. Yeah, who forced low does still have the flash. Paris on his way across. Cosmic Binding going to be important. And Cosmic Binding still hits, and Paris just gets the kill. Yahoo decides against flashing away. Kana now joins the fray with that TP. Cosmic Binding doesn't hit this time, and Paris will fall for it. Kana gets an answering kill.
Still, I think you take those. Yahoo, good on him, saved this flash.
Sure.
I think it was dead no matter what. Maybe could have flashed Cosmic Binding and bought a little bit more time. But Kana TP's down and trade kills. What does this transition into though? Because Dragon is up in 2 minutes. Okay, let's rewatch this.
I mean, it's not...
Look at his step forward step probably was really nice. He just walks forward because Yahoo thinks he's gonna step back to dodge the guy of the weak, but he just steps right forward into him. Doesn't get stunned and gets a really big chunk, and now Parrot just cleans it up.
And it's good TP around, and the magical journey was used to get across this wall to make sure that Yahoo couldn't walk away. And missing that second Cosmic Binding means that Paris has no...
Okay. So.
So Dragon is spawned
Bots,
now
meine
at
Command.
1:30. No flash on Kalist.
Roadshow.
Be up
Zack.
towards the lane
Response.
after that
Zack.
respawn
So.
time. Yes. I really think Navi needs to force the fight right now.
So.
I don't think they can allow this KC team to scale anymore.
I mean, you can just wait, right? You just go for the Drake. Don't have to force a fight before the Dragon.
Yeah.
You should have 2 items on your Ezreal, or at least close to it, with the Caulfield's Warhammer close with the double long sword. Samdi looking for Yike. Roach going forward.
Was macht Yike da?
Yeah, Samdi's low on mana. Kalista is here. Yike
Holy fuck, was macht Yike da? Ey, also dieser Typ, ne?
And a tempered fate as well onto
Oh, where's your
Kalist.
flash, buddy?
No flash.
Ah, und Kalista kein Flash.
Cataclysmic event for KC is you say
Unglaublich.
you need to force a fight, and from your mouth to Navi's ears,
Unglaublich.
they find 2 kills.
I will say I think Yike forced that flash, but there you really see the punishment of Kalist flashing forward on mid later. You cannot step up against Jarvan in these moments. You cannot just walk up and Yike goes way too deep, and it's gonna be Dragon most likely for Navi. Maybe they can respawn and get there in time, but position will definitely favor Navi.
And likely to be a mid-tier 1 as well. The TP in the end will stop that. Yahoo coming to make sure they can defend it.
Tempo's a little bit awkward here for KC, for Navi.
Because somebody stayed around to try and take down that tower.
I think that might have been a mistake. It's now gonna be them who has to
I think he has Manamune though. I think that's why he stayed for it.
Kalist can't be back in. Cataclysm not up just yet.
TP in from Sam D does speed up that tempo play a little bit. There's a Scuttle Crab here. Yike's going to be able to secure that as Relech looks for a flank position, but Kana keeps him at bay. Kana about to go Mega Gnar. Na'Vi have flashes aplenty, only Relech lacking here. The Cataclysm up in 5 seconds. The Drake the target, 5k on it. Na'Vi forced back, gated away by KC, and it looks like they might be giving up the ghost on this one. Kana with an R, only onto Electric for Chaos. The Equalizer down as well.
Equalizer, so lala.
Goes in with the Cataclysm.
Ich verstehe nicht, das muss mir erklären. Warum benutzen den Equalizer ohne die Java Ulti? Das ist incredible. Incredible.
Dodged by KC. In the end, it's just going to be a Drake and a single kill for Carmine Corp.
And KC plays so fast. They instantly open up, they instantly realize Navi has overstayed on the map, take control over the river. Busio is there first and holds the line. Kana already has the Gnar bar stacked when they want to walk in and completely blocks them in this fight. Really like this from KC. Look at Kana coming from the side, already has the Mega Gnar active while they're on the Dragon. Starts this fight, and Relech goes a little bit too deep. He's a little bit too chunked. Went for the Cleaver second instead of the Sterak's, so doesn't have that anti-burst itemization. As which is an easy play for Yike. Goes in, no more kills than that, but still, a Dragon for KC will deny the soul point for Navi.
And I think that's the important thing here, right? Like, Navi do have some scaling on their side, but I look at it and I think, you know, Yahoo already at 2 items, Kalista at 2 items, you got Yike who can dive in, and Kana, who's so good at this now at finding good positions in team fights. Maybe that delay of the game is enough for KC to be in a strong enough position to be able to win out on fights so from here on out. So it's going to be difficult for Na'Vi. They do still have the tools. They still have good damage. But the early game pressure they had developed still only sits at a 600 gold lead and 1 extra Drake.
But it's still frustrating for Navi, right? Because they got those 2 picks. They got the 2 kills onto the 80 carry.
Wieder kein Flash of Palist.
But still they were later for the objective.
It shows how much it costs you staying around for these things, right? Like, it was Samdi staying around to finish his Manamune. And I understand that. You're like, hey, I could be 2 items for this next fight. That's huge for the Drake. But against good teams, they will punish you for those misplays.
Yes, a lot of the times after you get a few kills, unless there's a clear objective you can take, the best play is for your whole team to base.
Insta reset.
Yeah, insta reset with all 5 players, open up on the map, and now it's yours. It's your oyster, you can do whatever you want. And the Dragon would probably go into Navi, but still, no flash on Calist. Still has to respect the Tempered Fate. Has to respect the Cataclysm and the Equalizer.
But there's no flash on Poby, there's no flash on Samdi, there's no flash on Relech. The ability to actually follow up on a Relech engage or on a Tempered Fate is muted.
It's limited, yeah. It's mostly an Equalizer and an S-Rule, but sometimes that's enough if you're squishy enough.
It's true with the Shadow Flame Leandri's build as well from main, so not going for something like the Bloodletter's Curse, which you often see into more magic resist stacking. Here, just looking for the damage, you can see how much damage that Victor has been able to put out through this game.
It's also a tierless Cassiopeia. I just saw his build. He went for Rocket Belt and Roa, which is a little bit unconventional. Usually you see the Seraph Embrace on Cassio with the Roa to get rid of tank, but now
Just clips onto the
winning.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, devastation for Carmine Corp as they are absolutely routed by Navi.
And Navi with a cataclysmic team fight destroys Casey there.
Cassio TRW mit Java Ulti. Wow, wow, wow.
Into the meat grinder of Mainzer, Relech and Proby, and that's most likely will be the Baron for Navi.
And that is the problem. When you stand united onto an engage, you're going in no matter what. Busio lands amidst the fires of hell itself. And Navi will take a 2.5k lead and the Baron.
Yeah, Busio got into Yikes Weird Van here. Kana gets engaged on. They thought maybe they can fight this, but the Vault Breaker misses because of the Gnar, and now they're just all stuck. What are you gonna do? Even a Tempered Fate to force out Yehu's flash on the other side of that. And now suddenly Casey is looking down.
Ach scheiße, warte mal, ich habe so eine Dreck-Story gepostet in dem Ding. Fuck, wie macht man das auf Twitch wieder weg?
Yeah, should be able to at least take
Fuck, Mann.
It will be hard to finish the game
Wie macht
entirely
man das
because
schon
you
wieder
do
weg,
have good
Bro?
wave play still from Yehu and
You will need to dive them right now with the next Cataclysm.
Kann ich
You have
flashen
to go
irgendwie?
for a full-in dive. 50 seconds on the next Drake as well. Navi are playing mid.
Oh mein Gott.
They are giving up
Ey,
top lane for now as Kana gets to push that one out for a little bit.
Twitch, delete
No flash on
story.
Yehu. Look at that. That is the target, but it's Busio that's called for now.
Busio first. Oh,
God,
he
damage.
had flash and heal that whole time. He had flash and heal that whole time. Perhaps staving them for another possible fight, but
Maybe there's some cool ninja move where he respawns suddenly and then saves the day, I don't know.
I mean, TP revive is not
Yeah,
in this
sorry,
version of
Lush,
League of
okay.
Legends. Yike is looking for a
Yike.
flank here onto Samdi. Samdi has the
Scheiß
flash.
Feature.
It's an arcane shift. We'll use that first. Meanwhile, on the bot
Ja, sorry auf
side,
Twitch, ja, das
Navi
Ding ist,
using
das
the
Lette, wenn du
Z2.
den Clip machst, dann gibt es ja automatisch, dass es das anrichten soll, so
Going to have
schlecht.
Another pause.
Kana has left the game.
Kana has left the game. He's at a red buff. Yeah, we'll see what this is about.
Yeah.
Like, it's not post a team fight or anything. It's probably just a settings issue or someone having slight connectivity issues. Happens from time to time. But,
Absolutely.
Navi, that play towards bot side. I will say, Casey kind of hard sent it, and Navi just caught it very well.
Yeah.
But when you put down the miasma and you're in a
Du bist auf
cataclysm,
22 Uhr LCS oder
you don't
LEC
get out of
LCS?
that. You can't even use cease and desist.
Yeah,
You're stuck.
I mean, you're stuck. But going head-to-head with this Casey roster is still very promising for this Navi lineup. We came into winter and we saw this Navi team and we thought, wow, this team, classic European rookie team, they're going to go far. But then in spring, we didn't really see any development from them. We saw them be quite one-dimensional. We saw them trying to play different play styles.
Deal Pancake.
But now,
Ist immer leichter, um Interviews zu machen mit Freunden als offensichtlich. Right, morgen mit Wunder und dann mit Grabs habe ich noch eins gescheduled morgen, also das sollte passen.
You have like half of game one to go off. You have to be a game one Andy at this point. So there's no other things to analyze. We're not watching scrims. We're not behind the scenes seeing exactly how Navi do. The pause is due to Kana's PC crashing.
Ach
So
so.
we are currently restarting Kana's PC, as you would expect. Turn it off. turn it on again, and
Schon nach einem
it
Win,
works.
sicherlich.
That'll do it. That will absolutely do it.
You know, we don't have a name. You know how people, it's like, oh, just turn it off, turn it on again, or unplug it and then plug it back in. We don't have a name for that action as a singular action.
Singular word.
Yeah.
So,
It's like a replug.
yeah, I was thinking like factory reset, but that's not right. Like reset.
Yeah, because factory, like, I like reset.
Wollt ihr was Geiles lesen? Wisst
Reset
ihr, weil meine
by
absolut
going
größten
back to
disgusting
the
Hate-Accounts auf
thing.
Twitch,
It's
auf
a very
Twitter.
vague term, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dieser Typ hier unter anderem.
Plug.
Replug?
Diese Leute mit ihren Expertenmeinungen, die sind by the way immer Franzosen.
I was helping my dad.
Just
with
saying, das sind immer Franzosen, by the way. Und die haben wirklich die schlechtesten Takes, die es gibt.
But he also was.
Die haben wirklich die schlechtesten Takes, die es gibt.
Minze.
But yeah,
So geil.
my dad's recently taking up some rank.
Hurensohn.
And his dog.
Hurensohn bist du. Wenn ich sowas lese, Hurensohn bist du.
It is what?
His shuttle.
136 Likes, 136 Hurensöhne haben es geliked. Und natürlich gepaid Partnership mit komischerweise mit Polymarket. Hurensohn.
I always think you're telling a genuine story.
merry path of jokes.
It's so funny British man with your accent. You think you're so eloquent, huh?
Ich Hurensohn bist du.
I'm eloquent because I worked for 10 years to try and be okay at my job.
Yeah.
Yes, so
yeah.
we're still in this pause where Kana's PC has successfully been restarted. He's loading into the game right now. He'll
That's
make sure all the
huge.
settings are correct, and then afterwards we will resume the game. For KC, how'd you get back in? How'd you?
Twitter-Analysten.
Your 4,000
Maximal Diamond, aber den ganzen Tag tweeten.
Dragon is
Freaks.
well, Baron is on Navi, right? They just got Baron. Am I remembering correctly? Yeah.
Yes, they got
They're
Baron.
pushing in with the Baron, so.
So I
How-
think
how'd
you
you
need
get
a big flank from Kana. Kana has the side push. He can still push in the rumble on the side wave.
Okay.
That is a winning avenue for KC. You can use Kana's side lane push to come with a flank. If Navi gets went on, the Casio can't really escape.
Yeah.
If there's an R behind there that's stacking up Mega. That is really what they need so they can actually send it. Because every single time Yike has sent it, he's kind of been alone.
Yeah.
Hasn't been a lot of follow-up. And I know engaging on a Casio is very difficult, especially when there's a tempered fate going there to Peeler. But you don't really have another choice right now. Maybe you need a good scatter the week. Maybe you need a good flash down by Booster.
5,5 Stunden rumgesteuert, gibt 1,5k zurück, bin zufrieden. Sehr schön, mein Bruder. Jetzt direkt mal 5 investieren und hier haben. Glückwunsch. Glückwunsch, den Tier 1 ab, von dem nehme ich jetzt Dank dann.
That makes sense. Makes sense. We are back into
Self-exposed.
the action as
Trottel.
will appear on your screens in just a moment's time. Drake up in 2. And that seems to be what Navi is setting up around. The bot lane.
Ich muss 3k nachzahlen, das heißt, du hast genug verdient. Auch du, dein Tier 1 nehme ich auch noch an. Danke.
Time on his hands. Big goal leads for somebody who's at 3 items with the Spear of Sojourn being his third. Bliss building up towards a Shadow Flame, it seems, with the alternator, and there he does get his third as well. The KC have given up this Drake. It will be soul point now for Navi, and Baron expiring relatively soon. And then Baron as well.
The more I think about it,
Kato, danke für 9, mehr geht nicht. Angenommen, akzeptiert.
because the only problem with Casio into Syndra is that you're so telegraphed when you're running into her.
Meine ernst gemeinte Frage, weil ihr hältst es durch, so viel zu machen, so wenig zu schlafen und noch schwach. Ich schlaf nicht wenig. Also, ich weiß jetzt nicht, was deine Definition von wenig ist, aber ich schlaf nicht wenig.
But if you can then diagonally
Also während MSI war es teilweise wenig, aber jetzt gerade schlafe ich nicht wenig.
suddenly Syndra has no way to peel you off of her, and it's really easy to get onto her. So I think it's quite clever against Pro because this is a counter matchup. Syndra is good and picked historically into Casio. Just good.
Also 6 Stunden sind für mich beispielsweise genug. Und dann alles darüber ist Luxus. Auf 6 Stunden funktioniere ich easy und dann alles darüber. Jetzt zum Beispiel letzte Nacht habe ich 8 Stunden geschlafen. Das ist halt so, wenn ich wirklich müde bin. Dann kann ich 8 Stunden schlafen, aber ansonsten, ich gehe halt nicht spät ins Bett, ne? Also Schedule unter der Woche ist halt, ich gehe um... Wenn um 9 Uhr Streamstart ist, dann gehe ich um 7 zum Sport. Das heißt, ich stehe um halb 7 auf. Dann streame ich bis 22 Uhr und dann gehe ich halt 22:30 Uhr oder 23 Uhr schlafen. Dann schlafe ich halt 6, 7 Stunden. Vom E-Sports Recaps wieder? Ja, am Montagabend nehme ich auf, ja. Montagabend nehme ich mal auf, jetzt werde Uncut sein. Und da wird es auch gnadenlos More-Werbung geben außerdem. Aber ja, wird es geben.
Poby finds his opposite number. as the Victor falls in the base. NAVI don't get too much more out of it as Yahoo continues to split on the top side. Yike's going to push the wave in mid. Might even be able to get the tower there. Yahoo answering with an inhib tower of his own.
Warum gab es keine mehr? Weil es geldtechnisch einfach ein Money, also es ist ein Money-Sink. So. Wenn sie editiert sind. Und es gab keine mehr, weil halt nichts E-Sport-Technisches gab. Und ja, es ist ein Money-Sink, deswegen gibt es jetzt Uncut einfach.
Actually, that's a protobot. I think he can dodge it. He was completely fine. Still, Kalis ends up going down, but it will just be the flash from Poppy. It's just
es gibt die Uncut mit nicht so geilen Thumbnails. Obwohl, actually, ich habe schon mit Cerise geredet, dass sie eventuell Thumbnails macht.
Game where flash on your main carry might be more worth than just a kill when Soul Point is coming up.
Yeah, worth of gold. It's true. Soul Point 2.5 minutes away for NAVI. Baron 2. So it's a small overlap, and we'll have to see how those two interact with each other later on. True Shot Barrage out, does still clip Yahoo. He's forced down by about a third of his HP. NAVI trying to suffocate KC out of the game by stealing away every single camp that they can.
Yeah, I always think about this when I think about flashing on someone before a Dragon fight. If you was able to buy a free flash from the store, how much would you be willing to pay for it? Don't address that.
In real life?
No, like in game.
Oh, I mean, Blink Dagger exists in Dota, right?
Yeah.
So you can buy a flash there. I would probably. Does it count as an item slot?
Yes, it's like a Seeker's Arm Guard, but for flash.
Does it give me any other stats?
No.
Then probably about 800.
Kann auch Podcast sein, ja.
I think that's a pretty
Vermute mal so 30 Minuten, werden die gehen 30, 40 Minuten, wenn sie uncut sind. Mal sehen, je nachdem wie viel zu reden gibt.
But it's like the older timeless stopwatch.
Yeah.
Javan ist definitiv nicht unterm Radar. Also, nicht mal als Flame gemeint, aber Javan ist definitiv nicht unterm Radar. Jede Series gepickt. Und ja, aber wenn Javan gefirstpickt wird, ist es oftmals der Fall, dass er keinen Value mehr hat, weil die Gegner halt nicht wie Idioten picken. Right? In diesem Fall hast du natürlich Double Mobile Carries. Plus eine relativ, also, das war jetzt nicht unbedingt die Mobile Jungler, aber auf jeden Fall einen, den du eincagen kannst. Javan ist stark. Ja, aber wir sehen auch wieder Corki zum Beispiel. Und da kann halt schnell mal der Value despawnen. Auch mit bisschen hoch in der Cryo, oder allgemein in der Meta eben. Auch gut. Das haben die Bild gefällt mir außerdem. Endless Hunger plus Greaves. Kann den Double Poke gegen Livestream. Ja, wenn Yike engaged ist, lost außerdem.
With the rocket belt, TP's coming out from KC.
That was Paris' flash. Nothing really used by KC so far. Still poking and prodding.
And still flashes up for their carries as Kana steps forward.
Horrible Gameplay.
Build up that mega Narbor.
Meinst du Rider und Meta Change Force? Na, haben schon gesagt, dass die Supports nerven werden. Alter, du Breilich. Okay, bleibt wenigstens stehen. Immerhin hat er es akzeptiert. Jack hat geintet, komplett geintet, oder? Wie funktioniert das? Ihr seid so boosted alle. Das ist incredible. Wow. So verlieren die das Game, oder was?
It's all gone entirely wrong. Busio's going to use his time just to walk towards the fountain. Chased out by Paris, should be able to execute.
Wow. Wow. That really just happened.
Yeah, a dragon flag.
That really just happened.
Does he get out?
Unbelievable.
There's a tower here. Continues to walk. And then he's dead. But Drake, Relech could look for the steal.
And he really wants to, but here,
Hobby ist halt so stark, oder nicht? Aber,
ja,
horrible Gameplay.
But yeah, that fight was a disaster for NAVI. Not what you want to see is if you're a NAVI fan. They had almost full control of that area, but the engage became a little bit sloppy, and I think Samdi... Let's just watch it. Let's just watch it. It starts with the dragon flag here.
Yeah.
But here Samdi doesn't E over to the Raptor pit. He E's away from his entire team, which forces Relech to flash ult to try to save him, but then it just locks him in with a Vi. And suddenly Mater steps completely alone by himself, because everyone is trying to peel for Samdi. It's just a very split fight, and it's frustration on the faces of the NAVI coach.
Get the pen out, go to one. Right in, don't do that again.
Da habe ich jetzt den Hobby drauf, ist tot.
Miasma down as well. Gravity Field will get the stun onto Relech. Cataclysm, Vault Breaker, they'll turn it back onto this Jarvan.
Ihr seid alle so insanely horrible.
An Equalizer down, only clicking onto the heels of Yahoo. Vault Breaker
Okay, geprocktes Blende, sagen, warum EQt da Riley raus?
Busio and Kana towards the bottom side. Scatter the weak on Samdi, and the Unleashed Power finds the kill, and now
Ey, Alter, also no job, wie kann man so Teamfighten? Wie kannst du so Teamfighten? Jeder Teamfight ist missplayed. Hier gibt es keinen Teamfight, der richtig mechanically executed ist. Ja, also ihr könnt den hallo? Geist ist natürlich der OP-Nash. Hallo? Was macht ihr? Es ist der OP-Nash. Oh mein Gott, sie können ihn nicht machen, by the way. Oder? Okay, sie kriegen ihn hin.
Yahoo will get a target a couple of times, but they'll kill it.
Okay, they had DBM ready. That was good.
They had to wait for Yike to respawn.
Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, so let's watch this. Yike gets caught up by the miasma and the Jarvan here. But I think Village combo didn't go through there.
Because he was stunned by the gravity field.
Yes, the Village just ended up going down here. And I think this Equalizer could have been a little bit better placed. Went down through the avenue, make it a little bit more difficult for Kalis and Yahoo to play. And look at Kana here. He just walks up with all this confidence. He knows he's getting mega. Somebody gets caught out on the left end of that fight. And yeah, when
jeder einzelne Fight wird hier misplayed.
Everything to kill
so geil.
Committing so deep into the enemy jungle, you don't really have anything left for when the team comes. You have to make it a clean pick or it's not a good play.
And yeah, Yike is 1-5-1. Like, he's going to continue his winning ways on this Vi. He'll be 13-2 most likely with how KC have now begun to control the game. But it has not been the performance of a lifetime from Yike. And his Guardian Angel still about half the way off his cooldown. Same with LEC, as Navi do group up around the mid lane. The Baron not giving KC too much right now. Don't really want to split up as Busio Hex flashes over the wall. LEC goes on to Kana.
Einmal richtig spielen. Wir können nicht langsam spielen in der EU. Es geht nicht. Es geht nicht. Es geht nicht. Wir können es nicht. Wir können es legit nicht. Impossible. Wir sind zu dumm. Es geht nicht.
The spooky ghost coming out from that Syndra enough. And they do get damage down, Navi, but
es ist wie Navi, aber halt leider nur mit 2 Fingern pro Arm.
Showing in the Navi team fight execution right now, they look a little bit disjointed, they look a little bit startled, they don't really know how to approach the fights anymore when they've fallen a little bit behind. Compare that to KC, who always plays.
Holy fuck, das Game zu throwen ist, by the way, fast unmöglich. Dieses Game zu verlieren als Navi ist impressive.
And it shows why we've been praising Yahoo as well. 14 stacks now on his Medjay, 4,500 gold ahead in the 1v1 matchup, where everyone on his team is struggling to get more than 100 in advantage over his opponents. Yahoo's had some really good scatter of the weeks. Unleashed power on Samdi in the fight around the Baron, now on Paris to just entirely execute a member of the enemy team.
Paris and LEC is just not on the same page.
Oh,
they are not finding engages together at all. This entire game, you have the Jarvan,
die Equalizer check ich nicht.
Tandem, and you need to play around enemy flashes. But we haven't really seen them do that well towards the later half of this game. They are looking very disjointed, and they don't really know when they want to fight together.
Yeah.
Village want to fight. Paris is looking to get bot side control there. It's just very disjointed from Navi right now, and it is a young team, but you see where they need to do a lot of work.
Importantly as well, Yahoo sold his Medjays, man. Come on, you had 14 stacks. What are we doing? Seeker's arm guard, really. Anyway, I will say, on the converse, we always praise KC's team fighting. Yes. It's one of their main...
Wow, der hat sein Medias verkauft für, wow, wirklich.
Like, Kano is distracting half the team, distracting Paris in that last fight, meaning that when LEC goes in, Paris isn't there to pounce and to follow up on it. And so, here again, we'll see a similar situation. Busio likely to be spotted on vision, but look at Busio from the top, Kana from the bottom, Kalis from the middle, Yahoo from the side, Yike from the other side.
It's the angles.
It's a 5-man pincer. Kana steps forward. Paris is already almost dead. Kana still has the GA. Here comes Yike. Deal with another. Deal with another. Stand united. There's the Gnar from Kana. Temper Fate going a mile behind.
Incredible.
Now KC really begin to put their...
Incredible.
Really begin to step forward. There's too many ways that you can die as NAVI, and KC are very willing to shuffle you off this mortal coil.
Yeah, and that's going to be the dragon picked up here for KC eventually after another fantastic team. But we talked about it, Medic, all the different angles. No one is walking in by themselves. Look at it. Boom, 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 boom. So many.
Ja, lass mal 5 Punkte irgendwo setzen auf der Map.
Scary the Week comes out on Paris from Fog of War and kind of just steps up 1 versus 5 with full faith that if Navi uses resources on him, his team will win the fight.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. It's about trust. It's about faith in your teammates, knowing they will step up if you are the target.
And because Navi are also aware of that, they're holding off on their resources. Like, well, we can't commit a full Cataclysm to a Gnar, especially he's got GA. But then by the time you think about it, Paris is 0 HP.
Kommt vielleicht sogar noch das Game. Also bis zur LCS. Weil Navi ist zu bad, um zu gewinnen. 100%, die werden das zweite Game nicht gewinnen, die sind zu schlecht. Viel zu schlecht.
Now absolutely routing Navi. It is no longer close.
I mean, that's the thing, those moments are so clutch. You have to make a decision as a 5-man so fast. Some people would say you snooze, you lose, and it's actually really true in these situations because you need to make a call and you need to commit to it. Not just as 1, not as 2, but as 5 people every single time.
And that is confidence in your teammates that only comes from a great degree of trust and work. Like, those two go hand in hand as Yike looks to see if he can steal away any of this jungle. Baron up in a minute, that's really what KC are waiting for here. And for Na'Vi, man, you're looking for another miracle. You're looking for another fight like the one we saw towards that bot side tier 2, where you get the Cataclysm, the Miasma, Petrifying Gaze, everything layered on top of each other.
I mean, just look at the side lanes here. They're so scared. Rumble is playing all the way back. Doesn't even really walk up to the wave. Cassio trying to push out. They are so scared. They don't know where Casey is sitting.
You've got no vision.
Yes.
Like, if we looked at the Fog of War right now, everything past the blue and the red buff are just dark.
Yeah, just walking past your base gates is already a risk at this point.
Great job from the observers to show us the Fog of War there. Kalist actually flashless. Tries to trade onto mid. He just kills it with the Arcade Storm! Doesn't quite take it. Sandy Knight coming out. Kalist in the end does get the kill. And they thought he had no flash, but because of it, they have no lives. Kalist almost survives as Paris takes him out in the end, but KC collapse on the rest of Na'Vi, and Na'Vi collapse around them.
Impressive, dieses Game zu verlieren. Als Navi. Wirklich. Schafft nicht jedes Team.
He was purely bait at the end of the hook.
It was a bumpy start from KC, but slowly but surely they clawed their way back. Yikes, Vi didn't have the best game so far, but the rest of the team stepped up and helped them across the finish line. They're pushing down the inhibs. This will most likely be the game and in favor of KC.
It was a very bumpy road to get here, and it's only game 1 of the best of 3, but KC showed why they must be feared here in the LEC as they continue their winning ways against Na'Vi.
Incredible. Ich bring's auf meinen Teller weg. Gibt nicht viel zu sagen, ja.
Still showed a lot of really good things in the early game. But still, when it comes to Na'Vi, the thing we're looking at is development. And now we're gonna develop it to a side-on interview with Dracos and Busio.
Developing.
Great developing, Finn. I'm joined by Busio. Busio, real quick, I'll try to ask these questions as fast as possible to get you back to your team. Early game seemed a little bit rough. Why, kind of from your perspective, what went wrong to put them in such a favorable position? And then what was the focus? How did you come back in the game?
In the game, we were blaming Coach Gap, you know. The real reason will be reviewed soon. And what was the second question?
I don't remember. We're going to flame Reaper now. Reaper said he doesn't want to draft. He does want to draft. Can this guy make up his mind?
No, I mean, Reaper's great. He was just trying to be introspective and like realize like how the situation changed the way he was thinking, and he's just making sure he's doing what's best for him. Yeah.
Damn, right back to protecting your boys. I like it. I like it. Respectable. All right, you can get back there, focus on it, figure it out. Thank you so much, Busio. Good luck in Game 2. We're going to send it to a quick break. When we return, Game 2, KC versus Na'Vi.
champion. Welcome to my shop. You'll need the right build. Choose wisely, because every upgrade brings you closer to the next level. So tell me, how will you level up?
Want to find your fastest server every time? Express like a pro and optimize your connection in one tap. Express in game without ISP throttling. Express and shield yourself from DDoS attacks. Express and choose the VPN trusted by gamers everywhere. Express VPN. Experience gaming the Express way. Fast, stable, competitive. Outplay the world. It's time to Express. Unlock free Hextech rewards, exclusive skins, and more. Scan to subscribe.
The whole room was howling.
Howling? Oh. That's not howling, buddy. That's...
Did you steal the LEC trophy? Okay, you can call it.
I lied awake for days, counting all the ways I died. Everything I couldn't save, buried down, still half alive. It's got me crawling in my skin, but no one's coming out to hold me close. Pouring out the gasoline, yeah, I've been making friends with all these ghosts, and I got nothing left to lose. Fight to the future. It's not me to turn and run. Met the bitter truth and I choked it down. Left a bad taste on my tongue, but my appetite's been growing now. I can see you crawling in your skin, but no one's coming out to hold you close. I'm pouring out the gasoline, so say hello to all my ghosts. Shadow, you walking in my dead zone. Breathing slow. Ooh, love the hunt, love the high. Watching life fade from your eyes.
Grüße Mitch.
If I was a student, would you be my teacher? If I was a sinner, would you be my preacher? Would you be mine?
You guys good at singing, good job.
Oh shit. Let's again. Are you gonna play? Or not?
I'm coming as well.
Don't go deep. Don't go deep. They don't play.
I have W.
It's good. Good. Look, in the razor. It's not a flash. Go on.
Oh my god, relax! The never-before-seen dragon flag combo that just doesn't work.
Good comeback, Yank. Good comeback, Yank. When you Zero 4, good comeback, bro. Good comeback, bro.
Bro, I love you.
Ja, ist sehr lustig.
He sounds so positive and also like he's flaming his teammate at the same time. Yeah. Woo! Well earned. Well, that was a monster performance. Look, Casey are getting flowers. We'll give them flowers in a second. But I do want to turn attention to Navi because a lot of the things we said
Hab noch Zeit, das zu schauen. Sind nur 50 Folgen oder so.
But before we do that,
Hab noch Zeit, up to date zu kommen.
If you want to watch the summer finals in Nice, not Nice, how I keep mispronouncing it, Nice, go to lec.gg/nice. That's how you spell it, and maybe Carmine Corps will be there. It's looking pretty likely. It's looking pretty likely. But let's shift focus back over to the side of Navi. Early game looked really good.
I mean, it looked fantastic. I love the way we got all these invades from LEC. She was syncing up with Paris. Like, it felt like everything we wanted was there.
Yeah, exactly. Even though it was the meta pace, it's set up such a beautiful snowball that ultimately failed. But this Raptor invade will set the tone for the whole early and mid game because it's not just one camp. We will see later as this replay goes, it will lead to 1k smite, it will lead to tempo lead, but I just really like how they all converge here. Ezreal doesn't TP to the bot lane, he's ready to drop one wave because Navi did their homework, they know how important it is. And now even though Syndra takes this crap, Flash Smite is not Blabber Flash Smite, it's Relich Flash Smite. He gets the kill on Yike and he's setting himself up and his whole team to have such a good game. But something went wrong, Rob.
Yeah, it was...
Ich sag, in anderen Teilen der Welt wärst du schon länger für Matchfixing bezichtigt, also für weniger bezichtigt worden eines Matchfixens. By the way, no joke. Das, was Relich gemacht hat im Midgame, ab Midgame, das ist insane.
25 minutes, I was pointing to the screen at you, Drake, was like, it's beautiful. Paris, 116. Relich, 116. And even Relich as well, I mean, we'll...
Der dann ein Fenner-Trikot an.
Navi had that clean wombo combo that was the epitome of everything that we wanted to see.
We were printing narrative. We were spinning scripts on the combo.
War das ein Fenerbahce-Trikot da oben?
It was beautiful because Casey is pushing this top wave, and normally what would they expect to happen if we can keep on playing it? Soon we will see a ping on the top lane, and Casey knows that this is normally the timer for Navi to go, but you see Rumble sneaks in, dodges all of the vision. KC thinks that they can start this fight because they're engaging. Yike is going in, but little did they know there's a 5-man Navi hot pot happening in this jungle. It was absolutely beautiful. I haven't seen this sort of wombo combo in a really long time, but still, it was just not enough because KC, time and time again, they showed this resilience. They showed it at their road trip. They showed it here today. And even though their early games are not good, the ability to come back is something that sets them apart.
Yeah, it really is. And I love the way, like, oftentimes we will see things like Kana push a side lane, use those 20 seconds he has to hover mid to see if he can get a play. But honestly, we can see as we get in towards these plays, like, the problem was this immediate engage from Relich goes sideways. And Yike just always did, like, yeah, who said good comeback? I mean, there was a chase down here from Yike. He saw blood in the water and knew that this was the moment to try and come back. Gets the kill on the AD carry. Immediately get the follow-up onto the Rumble. And it's just...
Ich finde, man sollte die Arbeiten Kursstimme auch nochmal finanziell supporten. Riot Games gibt aktuell sogar noch Bonus-Subs und Top-Up-5-Subs, die ihr verschenkt. Damit sammelt ihr auch noch Bonus-Kram-Punkte, macht euch Freunde der Community. Dankeschön, Pancake. Sehe ich genauso. Wir brauchen noch, also wir brauchen noch 2 Subs für das Sub-Goal und noch 27, damit ich glücklich bin heute. Ich weiß, ihr wollt mich nicht glücklich sehen, aber ihr könnt drüber nachdenken, natürlich.
Sam D does the critical mistake of, what did he do, Rob?
He went into the choke like a maniac.
He didn't even go. He jumped in that choke because he felt like he needs to do something. They need to get this game back under control, and they just broke the one rule of pro play. Do not fight in choke points because even if you have numbers advantage, even if you are there first, it's never going to be good because for the enemy team, it's just so much easier to play with range.
Yeah, it was insane. Like, the second I saw Sam D go into that, I was like, oh no, it's happening. Like, it felt like Navi collectively had gotten mania.
Und jemand muss seine Fritten packen, du bist sowieso ein Monster. Was ist bei dir los? Sofort mal,
I mean, good on KC to find those moments, but I do agree with Odo there, like, jumping into that choke point, like, over-investing into the play after Let it cross the line. Those were the mistakes that gave KC their window back in.
And this is one of the reasons why the teams we look at as top teams are top teams, is because even if you build a significant early lead, if you're not knocking down the Nexus, it's not enough. And you can see
ich bin einmal arbeitslos, dann fangen wir an zu arbeiten, du Idiot.
Push to try to regain control of the game.
This is what we said earlier, right?
Yeah.
Like, they're so good. Like, Navi can have a great early game, but that only gets you to riding the ride.
But I feel like consistency of another man that we brought up and we'll continue to bring up.
Achso, das war jetzt was.
Ultimately, this guy
well,
is a
das ist
demon,
awkward, habt ihr noch was
even when
geworfen.
his
Sorry,
jungler
brother.
is 0-4. Him and Kana also, the Gnar performance was nasty. Really doing so much work and the backbone.
Ich wollte gerne einbringen, yup, my bad.
Exactly, he was just so stable. It felt like time and time again when this game was going wrong, he was there
My
having
bad, bro.
someone on your team that he's starting to perform so damn well that he's always consistently ahead and he's always someone to rely on. Makes these sort of comebacks so much easier.
Yeah, especially when you're getting that early lead, like consistently being able to keep track of Poby, make sure that he's not getting the CSC leads.
Start den Draft jetzt, wir haben 27 Minuten.
4.4k gold lead at one stage throughout the game as well. Like, it just felt like so much gold had been funneled into him thanks to these plays and thanks to the kills that he picked up. And again, it's not just on one single champion. Like, you look good on the Syndra this game, but we've seen it consistently from Yao across a plethora of different champions that this man can perform. And especially when we kind of had the caveat for so long in the LEC of, can you take on Caps to win a title? Yahoo is not only like performing to that level, but is now starting to outperform when push comes to shove.
Yeah, and that's a big thing that we're going to need to keep a track of as we get ready for Champion Select. Now, of course, as we get in, I think we have to still focus on how do Navi set themselves up for success in this draft. KC still the big terror. As much as David did look for a second there like he was going to crip walk all over Goliath. Goliath still beat the hell out of him. So how do you set up this success?
Sag mal, es sind alle in dem GW Game 2 gewinnen nach dem ersten Game keins. Außer sie haben wirklich den OPsten Draft of all time. Ich sage, letztes Game war schon OP-Draft, sie brauchen den OPsten Draft of all time, damit sie gewinnen können.
Feels like they want to secure more agency in the lanes because when you go into this second game, there's already a bunch of OP picks are out. The Ezreal, the Victor are out. Shen and Bard, the big roaming champions, are also out. It feels like they want to go for this reactive pick where they secure counter picks for as many lanes as possible.
Yeah, that's
Wie hat CSK geschlagen? Aber okay.
If you end up leaving the Camille open here,
Ich glaube, Game 2 war nicht winnable. Draft war disgusting. Game 1 und 3 waren okay, aber also nicht gut, aber okay.
Did look decent on the Rumble to give him his due. I just think that Kana has so many different styles that he's able to play now between tanks and between carries.
Jetzt Monster drin oder erst mit der LCS? Wahrscheinlich kein von beiden.
There's also Kana Gnar, right?
Wir sollten nämlich nach LCS schlafen gehen, weil um 9 Uhr geht es nämlich morgen wieder los mit der LPL. Da spielt, glaube ich, Animal Legend wieder. Ah, ne. Scheiße, WE vs TT. Ja, kann gut sein, dass da eventuell das Streaming gemacht wird und dann nochmal der Weg zum Bett gemacht wird. Wow, die Series muss ich verpassen.
Jungle and Nivea?
That's where my brain went to as well. I was like, I'm not going
to listen. In our solo queue games, there's a lot of weird
Oh wow, Navi pickt noch Camille.
Okay.
Ey, sie wollen nicht gewinnen.
Right, but this is what we're talking about. I think there are still answers. Shen has kind of been the traditional one, but Leona still a good answer.
Sie wollen nicht gewinnen. Okay. Warte, wir schauen uns vielleicht zur LCS noch
guarantees you're going to connect
rechtzeitig.
some stage across the Camille too, which would deny some of that play in lane. But we'll have to see what the game plan is. And now with the Lee Sin coming out,
Leona.
seen as a Jarvan answer, but still very strong in the early skirmish.
Now Lee Sin is probably the best jungler in the
Nafiri
game.
Leona.
His early game dominance, I would say, especially paired with Camille. Now I'm not the biggest fan of picking Camille this early because you invite a very easy counter pick in the likes of Leona, given that Shen is banned.
Also Korea Games morgen.
But at the same time, it secures a lot of
Bro vs DNS, KT vs
Hanna.
Hanna.
Puts the burden of execution on them. Are you able to outmaneuver this Leona?
Das kann auch gut.
Drag this Leona around the map because the Leona will win those 2v2s every single.
Ihr habt jetzt kurz 3 Minuten Zeit, ob ihr es glaubt oder nicht, während hier der Draft noch läuft. Weil dieser Draft ist schon over. KC wird das Game gewinnen. Nach dem First kann ich euch schon sagen. Ihr könnt umsonst bei meinen More Giveaways ab sofort teilnehmen. Nicht mehr wieder vor, eben durch Kaufen von Produkten. Dürft ihr immer noch machen, by the way. Morgen guter Restock. Ihr müsst einfach beim Raffle mitmachen. Wie macht ihr beim Raffle mit? Ihr klickt auf den Link hier, den ich in den Chat reingepostet habe, und folgt mir auf meinen Socials. Ihr könnt eine falsche E-Mail hier angeben, aber es muss eine sein, auf der ihr kontaktiert werden könnt. Okay, eine 10-Minuten-Mail funktioniert nicht. Ihr müsst auf der kontaktiert werden können, weil über die Seite quasi die Gewinner gezogen werden und dann eben über die E-Mails kontaktiert wird. Ja, ihr könnt bis zu 7 Entries farmen, je nachdem wie viele Socials von mir ihr folgt oder eben auf dem Discord-Server ihr seid. Ja, macht mit. Ist umsonst. Wie ab sofort jeden Monat. Ganz viel Liebe.
Okay, 6R, Camille R.
Mir gefällt LCK besser. IG gegen LNG wird auf gar keinen Fall geskippt. Top E-Skills gegen JDG könnte interessant sein, weil beide Teams nicht so gut sind momentan. Könnte sehr interessant sein.
try and get something strong in that top lane that's a bit more of that AD focus. And Mainter traditionally has been more on that tank play. We've seen him bring out the Invest in the past and try and facilitate that style a little bit more, but it hasn't always gone the way for Navi. So are we just doubling down on that now? Because it would be nice to see that new page turned over for Mainter there.
Exactly. This draft on the side of Navi is do or die, as you said, by the top lane pick. And if we wanted to succeed, we need to find an AD source of damage in that top lane. And as you said, tanks have been what Mainter has been playing. With the Gnar being out as well, I do feel like there's going to be a big focus on this Renekton or on the Ambessa. We saw the Vayne already out, which signals that Renekton is rising into Prio, and Ambessa is rising into Prio as well.
Final ban. A brief debate here, taking away some of those safe blind lane counter picks, and there it is, as predicted, Odomwamne.
I would say that Ambessa just, even though you sacrifice this top lane counter pick, you have to pick it now just because there's no counter. So how do you counter something that you already took the counters out? The Nafiri is also an interesting direction, but there's a Lee Sin, gentlemen.
Yeah, I think you do.
Wenn die Cassante picken, dann ist es lost, ja. Dann gehen die einfach am besten Toplane. Und das Game ist komplett over, ja. Cassante ist fucking horrible, oder die picken eine wieder Toplane, ja. Auch gut. Beides funktioniert.
The NAVI being rotated up towards that top side, but...
So there's a threat. Even though the Ambessa, we say that the biggest counter is there, there's still the Aatrox in the midst. It's not picked so often, but you have seen it rise in popularity. It makes sense with KC's.
We saw Diablo played AD carry today, so...
we have seen him, but we have not really seen him. Let's be real.
Poor Diablo, he's catching strays. Completely different broadcast.
Anyway, back to it. Navi, still, even though they've forgone this Ambessa pick, the Talia still makes sense. You're just dumping all of that power into Rilich and into as much playmaking as possible, because Camille and Lee Sin do want a lot of options so they can roam around everywhere.
It's also like you get to split the fight so effectively. Like your two melee champions so far have a ton of mobility to get over that wall, and on the flip side, like Ziggs and Talia, happy to huddle inside the castle and just throw rocks out at whoever's trying to get inside. You don't have a huge amount of members on KC's side to kind of break that. So I do like the way that we're kind of seeing
also in einer Parallelwelt würden wir jetzt hier Kamita die Toplane flexen gegen Ambessa, aber das wird nicht hier nicht passieren.
It's a mage disguised as an AD carry.
Yeah.
It is, yeah. I mean, it's
kind of close enough.
Just the wrong ratios of we being AD. KC's team comp rounds up pretty nicely. You have a little bit of flexibility. Normally, I would be a little bit critical of Ambessa wanting to go in and Anivia wanting to peel, but you don't really need to go all in on this one style, because you have the Scanner, you have the Anivia, you have the Jhin, you can go anywhere.
Ja, ich glaube, in keiner Welt gewinnt KC dieses Game.
Is that the Zahen comes in, and I really like this from the part of Navi, and I feel like it set up a beautiful trap on the side of KC. You took out all of the blind picks. Ambessa had to be picked up on top, but you have the Camille in the game. This top lane matchup will shape up to be incredibly volatile.
Ich glaube, sie haben genug Damage.
Will neutralize the Talia. The Talia
kommt von Navi sehr low range. Champs von KC sind sehr gut gegen low range. Ja, Navi kann dieses Game niemals gewinnen. Was habe ich davor gesagt?
From back in versus. But no, I do agree. Like, I think it's such a good matchup. Now that you've got that flexibility in the roam coming through from the Camille, easy to try and put your eggs into the main turn basket with this one. Huge amount of roam potential. I really like what Navi have drafted here.
Keeping it on the Navi perspective, is it just all about the early game and how they can snowball using these proactive picks?
I would say so. There's a huge degree of snowball, because the bot lane will always be pushing. You have enough prime in the early game to go for the grabs and pretty much any neutral objective.
Let's see if they can bring that dream to life, if Navi can take us to a game 3 as we send it over to our casters to bring us in to game 2.
We are your casters. We're here to bring you into game 2. As
why is she here?
Okay, look, man. What? She follows me everywhere. I've decided to start ignoring it. We're also not on camera, so no one knows what we're talking about.
Wo wette? Viel Spaß. 2
You want to
Minuten.
keep talking about it though? We can.
I don't want to talk. Let's not address her. I don't know why she's. I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of in the middle here. It's like some weird triangle drama.
I assumed she was your girlfriend or something. We're still not on camera. I assume we're going to be picture in picture, because the producers have set up a shot here. And we're just standing here like with a Camille.
18 Minuten Game wäre gut von KC.
He's quite tall.
I'm pretty tall. I'm like 6 feet, but she's even taller than me.
He follows me everywhere.
Okay, we're in game. There's a Camille support medic. Fox.
You can give her a hug. No? Okay. Let's go back to them. This is Camille support. Paris looking for Kana. So he forces him out of the jungle. Yike's going to have to path down towards his bottom side as well, as he's not going to test the Lee Sin Zehen early game. Oh,
Was macht denn Navi, was machen wir denn?
This is not good for Navi, because separated into
Aber Navi, was machen wir denn? Großer Gott, das ist low.
On the front line using the Dark Enclave Q2 to get the knocker, but he has the flash as well. As yeah, KC won that one. They burnt an exhaust and a flash for double flash, triple flashes, in fact.
Ladies and gentlemen, League of Legends. This is the game right now. We are fighting for the alcove in the bot side jungle of blue side.
Yeah, it's so doomed for Navi. Saints is going to be in top lane with 0 CS, behind an XP and no summoners.
Yeah, and I was interested to talk about this top lane matchup because we have seen this in LEC as well. The good thing about Zahen into Ambessa is that it's kind of a both for scaling matchup, both are just having a good time. And Zahen can always kind of deny the Ambessa public execution with his own ult, the Grim Deliverance, I think. And he can't really go on Ambessa, and Ambessa can't really go into him, because whoever engages with the ult is losing that trade, just because how those interact. And yeah, he's chilling, he's farming. And I think what Navi needed was a strong AD booster in the top side, and there aren't that many you can pick into Ambessa. You can go like Irelia, maybe Aatrox, but Zahen I think fits that mold, or fixes their draft a little bit.
Nice seismic shove.
Was war das von Pobi? Was war das von
He
Pobi?
has egg, so he doesn't actually mind too much being low HP as long as he's trading his health with Pobi's effectively. Obviously not the easiest positioning for him because he kind of wants to be under tower when he dies, so he doesn't get seismically shoved back into Pobi, but he should be okay.
That's why he put the E the other direction, so he didn't want to pop the egg.
That's exactly why. Probably not, but Kalista is mid. Oh! He gets the route onto Pobi, but it doesn't matter too much because Yahoo is in egg.
I was very excited. That excitement just died as fast as it came.
Waiting. Are we just playing full roam? Anyone goes anywhere. Just do whatever the hell you want. League of Legends. Is that what's happening now, Finn? Kalist was mid. Busio was holding bot wave to make sure that Kalist gets it.
Gold is a social contract, Medic. I don't know if it matters.
I don't think we need to regale the audience as to how capitalism is a flawed system, although we could.
Let's regale.
Oh, you want to? Okay. I'm not going to go on my full Brennan Lee Mulligan monologue here, man. Like, you can watch Dropout if you want to see that. Paris is soloing Scuttle.
Is this 2018 Worlds? Is this 2018 Worlds? Level 2 Camille on Crab?
Okay. So, Yahoo now in mid lane does need to be careful because Relech is around and Yahoo does still have flash but has no egg. On the top side, Yike is going to be able to get a Scuttle Crab for himself to even out the crab distribution system.
Yes, very important.
CDS, as we like to call it. Yeah. Now they're going to meet.
And now they will kiss.
Finn, I know it's almost 10 PM, but, you know. I mean, they could.
You never know. Yike will take the Raptors. Pushing him away, but Paris has rotated up here. Busio is very strong in this fight.
If does impact back, Smite comes out. It's Yike that gets the Razor Beak. Oh, good Zenith played away from Busio. Yike is low.
Leona is so balanced, by the way, in these skirmishes.
Then he has to dash away. Flash shield of Daybreak. Yahoo gets the kill with the Crystallize. He has no egg, and because of that, he has to flash away. And now Busio needs some help to survive. There's a Flash Frost from Yahoo into the Frostbite. Not enough to freeze out Paris.
But it's a bold play by KC. They wanted that fight. They went super deep for it. But this is the strong thing about Camille. Her range of engage. Also, Pobi was right there. They were walking into his area. Let's rewatch this. So Busio is here first, and it feels like this is what you really want to for KC. You have the Leona, which is
Leona is so fucking tanky.
But look at Pobi. He's completely untouched. Flashes forward onto Yike. And I mean, they're just overcommitting to killing Relech. They sent everything in there. Yeo has to flash out for that kill. Busio ends up going down, and it's just overzealous.
Oh, Zenith played onto Pobi again. He's got no flash here. Daybreak downsides makes shove, knocks back Busio, but the orders from Yahoo earned up. Paris now exhausted as Yahoo steals away the double buffs.
Well, okay, scrap all I said before.
I mean, it was true at the time.
It was a genius play by KC, transferring the buffs to Yahoo, who is now very ahead on this Anivia, 2-0 by him.
Bomb just stops the recall. I think if the...
I'm surprised he kept...
Samdi, by the way, als erstes Level 6 hier.
I mean, he's probably in the shop or something, you know? Or he just, you know, he thought, well, I can just survive this, you know? I'll just base in it, Arcane Comet's not going to hit me. As, yeah. Early game, okay for Navi. even in gold, but they have got a Cloud
I mean,
Drake.
considering how it started in the enemy jungle.
Yes, it's gone much better than it could have gone.
Yes.
LEC is quite far behind when it comes to camps.
Yeah, it's not very usual that we
Wow.
see LEC being the one struggling.
Yahoo is so insane.
Poby again, as Busio Hex flashes in, gets the Zenith blade, and Poby walks it off with the help of Paris.
Yeah.
Mechanisch war das ziemlich gut von ihm.
Top as well after level 1. Main tried to obviously TP back level 1. Kind of already building up quite a nice lead. 300 gold up, 10 CS ahead in the isolated matchup. And this support matchup is really a cat and mouse game.
Okay.
Because Camille is the mouse, and she's running around trying to catch people off guard in the river, in the lanes.
Ja, leider ist die Kamelle outskate, sobald das erste Mal der Giants Belt bei Leona fertig ist.
And Leona is one
Ab
of
da
the
outskate.
that wants to nibble him up and stop him from making plays.
Also in Master 2.
Yeah. So if Paris goes to a play and the Leona is there, she's blocking it.
Okay. But if the Leona isn't there,
yeah,
then the mouse gets to do whatever they
and the
want.
mouse has eluded the cat and gets a
they've
play.
made a Mickey of the Camille in that, of the Leona in that situation, haven't they?
Made a Mickey?
Yeah.
What's that?
A Michael.
A Michael.
It's, if you take the Mickey out of me, it's like you're mocking me, right? So it's, haha, you've been made a Mickey of. Anyway, there's another fight. Flash Ross coming out. As LEC is caught with the frostbite as well. Good repair.
Ja, und Taros outskate. Und
Village
ist auch noch so, als nächstes dazu kommt.
Now LEC needs to get out because who's on the chase. Glacier Storm crystallize and Yike trying to get in range. Will
Warum nimmst du den Kill?
for the auto. It's double for Skana. And in
Ist fein, outskate. Die sind Kamille gegen Leona, Skana, bestimmt haben die noch Damage.
Paris right there. You see, this is exactly what we're talking about.
There we go.
Paris was there going for the play, but as long as Busio is there to deny it, this is what Leona wants to do.
Ach du Scheiße.
Dead? No, okay,
Ach du Scheiße.
It's fine, I get it. Sometimes I jump into the wall as well and boop my nose. It's fine. Man.
Okay, so
Paris 0, 1, and 3 right now. Still has to be ahead of the Leona. Again, Paris is here. Leona is not here. This is his opportunity to make a play. Kana is respecting, doesn't really give the angle.
Also has the public execution and Yikes on this side of the map, and who's moving up from mid lane. Paris staying around. The problem for NAVI is that Paris is falling behind on XP as he stays around to the top side. He pokes his head out, then goes back. Now Kana needs to be careful because he isn't
Ult buffer auf Paris.
on their way across.
Execution here.
He can, public execution, they dodge it, but the hook shot wall dive doesn't hit. And now Busio's on the chase. Meanwhile, on the bot side, Kalis getting caught out with that Weaver's Wall, tries to walk it out. The seismic jump doesn't connect, and nor does the threaded volley. Kalis
He's insane for holding.
Wow, ist der cocky. Wow, ist der cocky.
It's insane he held Flash throughout that segment. That's
Wow, ist der cocky.
by Kalis, the confidence to just walk it off. As Paris, that play didn't really work out. The moment that Leona shows up, it's made a Michael out of you. Once again, so many Michaels made this game.
I mean, the problem for NAVI with this Camille pick is that KC, they just always win in Paris.
Yeah.
Right? We were on the road trip last week. They managed to win all 3 series there. They've yet to lose at one of their home road shows.
Which is an insane stat, by the way.
They did lose EWC, but that wasn't one of their home road shows. And now, Paris on the Camille. He's struggling into KC because KC always win in Paris.
You're doing, Medic. I see what
you
you're
didn't
doing.
get it the first time, so I had to repeat the joke.
Thank you for repeating it.
Busio
It's been a long
back
day.
with the Dread return. Mainta looking for the trade here into the Leona. Shield of Daybreak there for the Sun. The Cultivation of War stacking up on Mainta, but the Ike is now on the flank. Mainta's trying to trade into Kana. Kalis walks through the tower range. There's the Impale. They'll pull back. This is Hen. Locked against the wall. He will respawn. LEC on his way across, has the Dragon's Rage, Grim Deliverance, flash away from Kalis.
Oh mein Gott, hat nicht Mainta Attack gekriegt.
Kalis chasing in as well,
das war horrible.
Mainta falling low, he'll go down, as will Kalis, and now KC TPing in assistance. Bird is the word for who as he flies in from the fountain and makes sure that Paris and LEC can't go any deeper.
Yeah, I thought Casey was trying to kind of CC lock him so he couldn't reapply his passive, waiting for it to run out, but he did end up getting the respawn there. Really showing how annoying it can be to kill as a Hen when you have a lot of melee champions. Like, look, you have a Ambessa, you have a Skarner, a Leona. It's very easy for him to stack his passive. And all of them try to flash out of the Grim Deliverance, still got the passive off, and it's just a deep, deep play from KC.
And as a result of that play, Samdi is 1.400 gold ahead.
It's very loaded.
Because Kalist was in the top lane.
Sein wird primär auf Top-Lane gespielt, habe ich schon lange nicht mehr im Jungle gesehen.
He's got a Blackfire torch already complete. First, or one of the first
Ein paar Games so gespielt, hat er noch im Jungle gespielt.
Second Drake. And although like
Vielleicht einfach
it's
zu langsam.
scrappy and it's fun from KC, and Navi are willingly taking the fights that KC are giving them, but Navi are getting more out of the fact that they're usually undermanned in the fight.
That play was definitely overzealous by KC. They went way too deep there, especially with the TP coming out so late. I think they thought they had Mainter, really overestimating how strong they actually were. That's the same Medic, just a great punish by Navi, and just leaving Samdi alone there in the bot lane was a huge mistake. As now, Paris, the cat and mouse, looking at each other. Who will Michael who?
That is the question. Who will Michael who? Well, Paris jumps onto Yike. Hexagon made him down as well as Yike tries to get on the right side of the wall. Lands the double impale, but he is low, and Samdi can just take him out. Another kill over to the Ziggs. This time
to Yike.
The Yike?
They got Michael.
Oh.
This is your fault, Medic.
No,
I've been casting it with you all day. If I make a bad pun, it's because of you. Okay, we're going in here.
Puns are perfect. The Weavers walking out from Vobies. They look for Kalist.
Oh, kick into the
seismic shove. What? Beautiful.
Well,
beautiful from Navi. They're now
ich habe weiterhin keinerlei Hoffnung in
I'm gonna hold
KC.
my horses
Navi.
for 1 second, because Navi was in this position last game as well.
That is true.
Have they learned from their
Aber Kalist ist ein ganzer
Can they
wieder.
now easily get this third dragon? It's 3 minutes and 45 seconds. What is relevant right now? Samdi is massively ahead on the 6. Meanwhile, Kana has been brewing here in the top lane. 800 gold up in isolation against Mainter. Mainter is really struggling in the 1v1. He really wants to get out of this matchup. And leading up to this dragon fight, it's gonna come down to Samdi's bombs. If he's hitting them, it's super difficult for KC to play.
A lot of the struggle for Mainter is the fact that Kana has the Eclipse, right? Like the extra shield you get on the Embessa when you're hitting those spells, so difficult for Mainter to deal with. Alongside that, KC having resources towards the top side to make sure that Kana's in a good spot.
Mainter's really struggling
for the stun. Kana does have the public execution, probably doesn't want to dive into.
Oh, die traden proaktiv auf den, also, okay. Wir haben 3 Grubs, I guess, aber Botlane trotzdem, 2 Platten weg.
2.5 minutes, so we've still got a while before that one is our focus. Yeah, who will clear out the wave and farm himself up that little bit of extra gold. But while this was happening, Kobe was pushing through bot, gets a couple of plates.
That's the thing, right? You would love to dive him there and just send out the public execution, but you're losing farm every single second that's happening in the bot lane, so you really can't overplay
Interesting.
there. You gotta recall.
Also Farm ist sehr low in dem Game.
Next dragon, 2.5 minutes for this dragon. Item spikes coming out. 1 item completed across the board, except for Camille.
Yes, well.
And that makes Medic very happy.
Yep, she can take her time getting there, that's fine. Importantly, I do like the players, I just don't like Camille. She does way too much as a pick. And she'll get to us under Sky pretty soon. She is ahead of Lucio in terms of gold. It's just the fact that Protoplasm Harness is a cheaper item overall than the Sunder Sky. Navi, after moving Samdi out of the bot lane, haven't really been able to do too much damage to this mid lane tower. It's at about 2 plates as Poby looks for Kana.
Kann ich wie bei Yahoo noch.
Be a 2v1 with LEC coming in from the side. Kana still has the flash, has the public execution, smite out. LEC trying to get the chase down. There's the public execution, turning it back onto the Lee Sin. Seismic shove for the knockback. Mega Inferno Bot coming in as well. And in the end, Kana falls. Great play from Navi.
Das normal bei 1500 Farm, 140 plus.
On that weakness, but a good long-range ultimate here. In the end, Kalist couldn't lock Paris up for long enough. Busio, though, looking to lock up Mainter. Mainter needs to stack that passive up as quickly as possible. Exhaust dodges the Zenith Blade. Sonic Deliverance goes in to try and dodge away on that stun. Yehu and Busio running. The Dread return pulls back the Leona, and Lech is here to try and make this mouse feel some pain. Weaver's Wall across. No escape for Busio. The Protoplasm Harness will heal him up. But all that does is delay the inevitable. Navi with their 8th kill of the game.
Bobby saw Yehu's wall and he said, my wall is bigger. and shuts down that play from Busio. I was a bit surprised that made it within with a Grim Deliverance, but just baited him in. Hits that W.
Dodging the solar flare there as well, so he wasn't stunned.
Yeah, absolutely. Buffering it. Now Yike wants to try to find a smite back up here.
Walks in, it does impact. Knocked back onto Relech, who jumps out of the back of the pit. The Impel coming down as well. This Mega Inferno Bomb. Relech able to get the Riptail. Mains are falling low as Kana forces him to flash out of the back of the pit. Kana flashing in. Yehu there for the follow-up. Dash away with the safeguard out of Relech. Try and execute. Busio's going to try and stop him from doing it. Relech will die. Shutdown goes over to the Skana. Yehu chasing Poby alongside Kana. Another shutdown.
Pause das Game komplett. Ja, schaut das Game noch fertig. Am Ende ist es C9 gegen die das Geist. Es wird ein 2-0, aber wir also, wenn es den Game 3 geben sollte, schauen wir es nicht.
On this Herald fight. We're gonna rewatch it in just a bit, but Kana is so strong on this Ambessa. 1.2k gold up now, and he's dictating these fights. Look,
ist auch absolut worst case possible, ne, dass wir zweimal 45 Minuten Games hatten, plus so eine lange Pause. In Game 3.
But now you flashed into the pit, and Kana is completely untouched. Sees the angle here, follows with the flash. And now they're just running them down. I think maybe you had to play for the fight. It was once again a NAVI that was very split. Do we finish the Herald? Do we play for the fight? There wasn't a clear call being made.
And the problem for NAVI is it means they are late to this Drake. KC have started up, but now NAVI have control over the river. Yike does have flash. Dragon's Rage available as well, and Yike gets the smite. NAVI needed to keep him at bay. Dragon's Rage back onto Kana as they look for the chase here. Kana gets slowed by that Tempest. Cripple Seismic Shove dogs him back as well. Yike looks at the flank position. No impale for him, but Kana's already dead. Now Yike has to flash away.
Sloppy from KC. Me sloppy.
A deadly flourish from Kalist does a lock Paris up for a second.
Yeah, Kana gets caught there in the end, but really good smite from Yike. We know how clutch he is with the smites. He always manages to find them at the perfect moment in these 50-50 objective fights. And NAVI, you don't want to do the same thing as last game. You had a firm grasp of the game, and you're slowly but surely giving away more and more to KC, and at one point it's going to overflow, and you can't contain it anymore.
Yeah, because the important thing is not the gold or the kills in this moment. It's the fact they give up the third Drake, because that just delays the game for 10 minutes, and we've seen from game 1 and from KC in the past that the more time you give them, more likely they are to be able to pull something out of the hat. This time, it's the Scorpion that's splattered down by NAVI. They do go 3k ahead with the Ripto charge into mid as well. They're able to take that tower. They are still extending this gold lead piece by piece. The question is, can they keep up the momentum, or will KC find a trap to catch this mouse in?
Oh, it does look like Paris has had some good plays this game. Lucio, Village does get it, but Samdi on this 6, so ahead. Coming on with Blackfire Torch and now building towards a Shadow Flame, getting towards his third item. It's just Jhin. I'm a Jhin hater, Medic.
Allowed.
I don't like Jhin into mages. I feel like Jhin is a mage, but just a worse mage. So just physical damage. I would rather see like a Jace bot or something than a Jhin.
And how is Jace not a worse mage? Just a longer range physical damage.
Jace can go multiple modes. He can go melee range and fight.
I mean, I've seen plenty of Jhins go melee mode.
Yeah, I mean, I have too, but it's not very as proficient as a Jace doing that. I feel like Jhin is just follow-up purely. You're playing follow-up Deadly Flourish into the Curtain Call, but you don't do that much more than that. I don't think his laning is strong enough to warrant picking him. And Kalist is struggling this game into the Ziggs. These bombs are hurting. And he needs to try to follow up on, I think, Yehu's Glacial Storm into the Flourish. That is really your pick potential. That is what Jhin can do. Make picks happen. Follow up on slows with that root.
I think Kalist has added another emote to his emote wheel, by the way.
Is that Smoldering Jail?
It's Smoldering Jail. It always used to be the KC emote, the Jinx holding up an FF sign.
Yeah.
You know, the surrender thing. But it seems like we have a Smoldering Jail added in. And you were saying, I think you think Kalist has struggled a little bit this game into Samdi. I think all of KC, apart from Kana, have struggled a little bit this game. It has not felt like a very clean game from them at all. And credit to NAVI for constantly taking the skirmishes, finding leads, finding the ways to push these side lanes, while KC are over-investing, overloading certain points of the map. For now, we have about a 2-minute pause before the expected next fight, because there's an Ocean Drake coming up then. There is a Baron on the map, but neither team is too proficient at taking it with their current lineups and current builds, as Relech does get the Dragon's Rage kicked back. Paris doesn't hit with a hookshot wall dive because of that. Red buff will be stolen away, and it looks like that's all for that fight.
Yeah, just gonna be the red buff invade. The player for me to watch is Yehu right now. Still 3-0-4 on the Navia. Navi's comp is a little
Der
bit
J-Spot gegen Mage ist leider eine Option nicht, weil wir haben es von der Seite gesehen. Einfach Ezreal oder Lucio spielen. Oder Kaiser vielleicht auch.
So I think if a Navia can catch the Navi frontline as it's going in and kind of
Aber bei Navis haben die,
that could be something that can
auch wenn es unbedingt ist mit 6 eigentlich.
a better position this game, because it comes down to Yehu and Kana. I think they are right now the stars of KC. The Jhin is just gonna be follow-up, and Lucio and Yike obviously has to set them up with their CC.
Yike looking for the steal, but Relech actually holding off and taking this blue. Ishtar's impact coming out. Solar Flare there for the follow-up and the impale. Relech tries to dash away to Paris, will manage to walk out. Paris exhausted, hookshot wall dives out himself. Mainta trying to fight towards the bottom side as the curtain's open. Kobe looking for Kalist. Paris escapes towards the top side.
Hold on, Mainta.
Not going to escape. Cultivation of War brings him back up in a moment. There's the Glacial Storm as well. Mainta flashes. Yeah, who's still looking for that chase, but in the end, AC just have to settle for the Scuttle Crown. Navi able to hold them at bay.
Yeah, 25 seconds until the Dragon.
Noch kein Dropshot aus dem LCS.
While all of KC still keep their flashes, ults up and available for almost no one in KC, Kana and Yehu. Meanwhile, the kick, Mega Inferno Bomb, and the Hextech Ultimatum still available for Navi. If they fight for this Dragon, the ultimate advantage goes to Navi, but the summoner spells are in favor of KC.
Lucio's Solar Flare about to come off cooldown though, so he does have more tool in that arsenal. Yike jumped on.
Yike is, by the way, insanely awful at the moment.
The seismic shove as well, and that's all done for that fight. Navi will take their third Drake and go to Ocean Soul Point.
I mean, he's walking into the enemy jungle while Kana is on the midway.
Yeah.
It's just very desynced from KC.
This has been a really bad series overall for Yike.
Yeah, it hasn't been
really struggled.
Hasn't been a great series so far, and what we saw game 1 from Navi, that was just this
desync in
team fights. We're kind of seeing this game from
Game 1,
KC.
ich bin Game 2 ohne Comms wie
gemeint. For bot side and secure this tri-bush here that we're seeing right here.
Ich glaube, Yike ist einfach nur, ich glaube, Yike wird sehr oft also, ich dachte, er ist gut, dann reviewed. Ich glaube, er wird sehr oft gecovert von Double Korean Solo Lanes. Zeph Interview, was?
Very important for Yehu and Kana, and it was as we highlighted, the solo laners for KC are the people
In
that
Scrims game 1 we don't talk, we're not even on Discord, you understand?
Yehu now 404 is found.
Oh. Ich spiele jeden Tag Game 1, Scrims muted.
Really free core.
Very useful.
And level 16 she gets 30% flat armor pen.
Yeah.
Or percentage armor pen in her kit. So she becomes a monster when she reaches that point. And when she's gonna get her third item, she will definitely be a problem in this team fight. Looks like she's going for either a Maw or that's the Mercs.
Navi don't have great vision control towards the top side. KC currently have control of the area. Looks like Relech needs to go back and pick himself out a little bit more in terms of his arsenal. Building up towards that Death's Dance. KC still controlling Baron side. 3.5 minutes before the next Drake.
Das ist ein Ansatz, ist immer useless. Jedes Game ohne Comms ist absolut useless, kannst du sparen in Scrims.
It allows them a little avenue back into the game. Because they are 4K in the hole. And most of that gold sitting on Samdi, who's 3-core complete. Paris, not crystallized, but he can jump across that wall. Doesn't mind too much. Yike tries to chuck a rock into his back, another one towards the red buff. Navi still waiting, Relech outside of the bush. Which isn't the best way to hide your intentions.
Das war mein Interview mit Mickey Mitch.
Solar
Zufrieden mit dem PR-Department.
There's a TP out for Mainta. He's going to join the fray.
Casey Comeback fixed. Ich glaube, du unterschätzt einfach, wie viel schlechter Navi ist. Nochmal, wie du mein Interview mit Mickey fandest. PR-approved. Also ich glaube wirklich, du unterschätzt, wie unglaublich schlecht Navi ist.
From Navi is
gesehen,
coming out of that Talia and of that Ziggs. As KC have wrested control away from the...
Immer noch kein Dropshot bei C9.
KC just wants to defend the vision they have. They don't want to give it up for anything because they are really comfortable taking 5v5s. We know how good KC are in team fights. And that's why they're just standing around here. Side lane is completely dead. No one is going there from KC. They just want to control this area and set up a potential Baron sneak later, or make sure that when Navi is taking back topside vision, they can get bot side vision for Dragon.
Yeah.
So they are just kind of, look, already Mega Inferno Bomb goes out on Nash. They do not know right now. Navi are scared.
2 in a row used on the Nash. Now Paris can step forward. Has the wards in his inventory. Puts a control ward in the back. Puts another one just outside of the pit to spot KC if they do begin to walk in. But the vision control still there for Carmine Core.
Aber sind die Games also so lange, weil er SK gespielt hat.
90 seconds on the Drake. Expect to see resets happen.
So 45 Minuten Game.
Public execution on Phoebe. Phoebe caught out a little bit. Relech is here to try and save his mid as the seismic shove doesn't connect. Dragon's Rage kick will get kind of under tower range, and now Sunny's coming across. He's bitten off a little bit more than he can chew, and Navi are very willing to make him choke on it.
They build up way too much there from him. Really, really greedy by Kana. Feels the pressure, I think, to make a side lane play. Ends up getting punished by Navi, and there's no real cross map here for KC. Kana made a complete solo play and just got punished. So what do you do here? It's very important you don't die right now. You cannot stagger your death timers or the game is just impossible to play. The worst thing to do is when someone dies.
Weaver's wall flash, yikes, smites!
Boom! Donuts.
Yeah, it's not great. That's yikes flash down for the next fight.
Yeah, I think he had to flash smite before she was out of combat,
wall, yeah,
so she's gonna ult out.
Agreed.
But
Unreal.
was a very thin margin.
And for Navi, they're very willing just to let KC make these mistakes.
Yeah.
Right. If your enemy is telling you their battle plan and making mistakes, there's no reason to stop them. You don't have to hard force. You can play around this soul point now, and the soul. Somebody 16 and has 3 and a bit items complete. Callisto at 3 as well with the Infinity Edge Rapid Fire Cannon and the Hex Optics. Scuttlecraft secured for Navi.
Tough place to be for KC, walking in through all this poke, the minefields, the bouncing bombs. The Talia work ground queues. Have to be diligent.
Manta has a flank position as well. Callisto having to deal with that for now.
Good poke.
Deadly Flourish, good poke onto Manta, takes him down to half HP. The Drake at 5k, somebody trying to land some poke of his own, and Busio falls to half himself.
Busio's in an awkward position here. He
Yeah,
cannot
he's
really
in
get
no
out of
man's
there.
land. Gets the stun, solo play onto Relech as well. Callisto begins to open up with the Curtical. Meanwhile on the back line, Poke flashes away from the
War echt really schon.
Puts Yahoo in the Hexagon and made him. Kana trying to chase Samdi out, flashes out from that Mega Inferno Bomb. Relech still sitting in the back of the pit, and Yahoo is going to try and chase him down. Relech
Oh mein Gott, was macht dieser Lee Sin?
couldn't land it. The shutdown goes to Callisto, and the Drake will go to
Hard to watch, die sind so
KC.
schlecht.
So try and chase Paris out of it as well. He's forced.
Die sind insanely bad. Ja, also insanely
That's
bad.
the jungler down. KC might just turn their eyes straight towards the Baron.
Navi just took a straight up 4v5. Mater recalled there after getting chunked on mid. And Navi did not mind at all taking that fight 4v5, getting punished.
They should have minded.
They should have left. If Mater is leaving, you are not taking that fight.
Manta now trying to get into the Baron fight. As somebody tries to
But
join
what
as
can you
well.
do? But you don't have a jungler. What is your end game here? You cannot walk through the NAVI to contest this.
Kill them all. I guess
Okay, but that is an end game, yeah. Mater.
It looks for the Dread of
Junge,
Intense.
4 HP. Ich schwöre, der Win tradet.
Down to 4 HP.
Okay, man darf es nicht sagen, man. Entschuldigung. Ich nehme es zurück. Er Win tradet offensichtlich nicht, aber also. Bruder, entweder du bist wirklich insanely bad oder irgendwas stimmt heute nicht. Was macht's haben die da? No joke, die haben kein Brain.
Yahoo has Egg. Paris.
Ich schwöre, wir könnten auch Prime League schauen. Ich schwöre, wir könnten auch Prime League schauen. Ohne Nameplates, es könnte Prime League sein.
There is something with Navi, when it gets to like 25 minutes onwards, they just make some mistakes that you should not be making.
It's not just mistakes, they're making solo plays. They are not playing together.
So fucking
Mater
insane.
Takes a massive chunky from Callisto, or just a 50%, it's not a massive one.
Aber Navi ist so insanely hot. Also, das, ich schwöre, diese Liga, ich verstehe. Ich will. Mitch, wie sehen eure Scrims? Ich schwöre, wie sehen Scrims aus? Ich kann mir das gar nicht vorstellen. Ich schwöre, ich kann mir das gar nicht vorstellen, wie unglaublich beschissen Scrims sein muss in dieser Drecks-Region. Ich kann es mir nicht vorstellen.
Oh, great dodge with public execution there from Kana from the seismic shove. Mainta's still going to be able to chase him down for now. Gets the knock-up. Kana trying to dash out. Still taken out while KC look for Paris.
Er ist tot, by the way, ne?
Gets in range for the shield of Daybreak. Fourth shot.
Are we just getting caught everywhere this game?
Paris. And now the mid lane.
Pick vs. SK war Magnum Opus. Ach du Scheiße.
Samdi has the Mega Inferno Bomb. He'll try and clear out bot side. A couple of the minions avoid it, which means Yahoo can continue to wail away at this tower. Callisto has a mid lane wave as well to take down this tier 2. Manta continues to push in the top side, and KC with this Baron just shred through Navi's gold lead. It's just a cacophony of errors, to be honest.
Kana gets caught on top. Busio gets caught in the jungle. Someone dies on mid. Somebody on enemy raptors. It's just so many people making individual mistakes this game. They're just going way too deep, trying to bite off like way too much. And I do not know how the communication looks, but from the gameplay, it looks very messy as Busio goes in onto Zahen.
Yeah, Menta just stayed around.
Was machen die da? So, du bist der Support.
And in 2 seconds he's got another.
C9 gegen Dick, nicht, dass es irgendjemand außerdem. Ach, Thanatos spielt, by the way, Toplane Corki gegen Na. Ah, okay. Ah, okay. Wir haben Toplane Corki gegen, genau.
Yeah, doesn't end up happening. Now Dragon spawning in 2 minutes. Let's look at the game state. Some of the core items on the 6. But now Kalista has matched that. 4 items on the Jhin. Super, super strong. Now I think this is where Jhin really starts doing damage again. The early game didn't go very well. Kana has been caught time and time again this game. And really, really important to be first. Because how are you walking in as Navi? If Case has control of the area, who's face checking?
Yeah, I mean, you're face checking into a wall, a glacial storm. It's so impossible.
Zahen?
Yeah.
Who's face checking this Leona? Paris? Yeah, I mean,
chuck the mouse in. While the cat gobbles it up, we can try and get the fight.
Throw the mouse in, pray. Classic.
A minute before it comes up. Relech looking for a flank position himself. Will be spotted on vision as he walks around the corner.
Checking.
Paris is face checking. There's a Sunflare. Dodged it with the Hexagon made. Busio going in. Menta exhausted as well as Yahoo looks for the flank. Grim Deliverance coming out from Menta. He's locked up and stunned into the wall.
Actually
Busio
insane, ne?
that protoplasm harness. Meanwhile, a crystallize on
Der Corki war dieser Pick. AD Carries sind gut gegen. AD Carries sind guter Pick gegen Na. Ja, Navi ist insanely bad. Also, das ist. Also, erneut. Hier win-tradet niemand, aber ich schwöre, du könntest es erwarten. So wie die spielen, die sind insanely disgusting.
Yeah, he's going to get the stun onto Paris. Relech trying to get back to his fountain. The Impale goes wide. Busio trying to get across the wall with a Hex Flash. Paris also escaping with the hookshot wall dive, but KC, their intentions are not for the kills, they're for inhibitors instead.
I mean, the mouse got sent in. And Leona went on the mouse and created his absolutely winning fight for KC.
Ja, also die sind insanely horrible.
They're 1.1k gold ahead only, but it feels like it's way more. They just look like
they're just going to win the game. They're just going to win the game. Mainta's up in 6 seconds. Paris is there trying to defend, but he's locked in his own fountain as KC once again from the jaws of defeat. Grasp victory here against NAVI.
Lass wirklich keine Sekunde über diese Series reden. Die sind alle horrible. Die Liga ist wirklich doomed.